Hello, my name is Robert Brown. I live in Canada. I have a website on YouTube called Newtopia NSG where I talk about New Civilization game and things like that. I noticed David Icke is having trouble getting enough donations to keep his The People's Voice TV show online. So I've looked at it, and a lot of it seems people are whining about what's wrong, and you're not going to catch the public's attention, in my opinion, unless you talk about the corruption that's going on behind their back and under their noses, like hard news. So I found a piece of hard news. I'm going to put it out there. So this is, which should be on mainstream. I don't think it is. This is about Argentine bank. Hiding the fact that there's corruption going on. I'm just going to read this. It's a news item from the wire service. I'm doing this without David Icke's permission. I wish him well, and I'm doing this to help bring attention to his efforts. So, quoting from this news article. While we are sure it is a very sad coincidence on the day when Argentina decrees limits on the FX position banks can hold, and that is the amount of this new fake debt instruments they've created out of mortgages that were supposed to be going to be paid off, so the piece of paper is worth the value of the mortgage that will be paid. They set a limit on how much of the bank's assets can be these pieces of paper, and the new position was 30%. And at the same time, the Argentines' privately owned central bank's reserved accounting is questioned publicly. A massive fire, killing 9 people, has destroyed a warehouse archiving banking system documents. This is reported in the Washington Post. The fire at the Iron Mountain warehouse, which purportedly had multiple protections against fire, including advanced systems that can detect and quench flames without damaging important documents, took hours to control, and the sprawling building appeared to be ruined. The cause of the fire wasn't immediately clear, though we suggest smelling Fernandez's hands. Now, Iron Mountain is a company that specializes in document protection or document shredding on a worldwide basis, so they should know how to build a fireproof building. We noted yesterday that there were major questions over Argentina's reserve honesty. While first print is preliminary and subject to revision, the size of recent discrepancies have no precedent. This suggests that the government may be attempting to manage expectations by temporarily fudging the estimate of reserve numbers, first print, while not compromising actual final reported numbers. If this is so, it is a dangerous game to play, and one that is likely to backfire. During a balance of payment crisis, as Argentina is undergoing, such manipulation of official statistics, and one so critical for market sentiment, is detrimental to the needed confidence building around the transition in the mortgage regime. And today, the government decrees limits on FX holdings for the banks. Argentina's central bank published a resolution late yesterday on a website limiting FX positions for banks to 30% of assets. Banks will have to limit FX futures contracts to 10% of assets. Banks must comply with the resolution by April 30th, and then this fire happens. 9 first responders were killed, 7 others injured, and 2 were missing as they battled a fire of unknown origin that destroyed an archive of bank documents in Argentina's capital on Wednesday. The fire at the Iron Mountain warehouse took hours to control. The destroyed archives included documents stored for Argentina's banking industry, said Buenos Aires security minister. The cause of the fire wasn't immediately clear. Boston-based Iron Mountain manages, stores, and protects information for more than 156,000 companies and organizations in 36 countries. Its Argentina subsidiary advises that its facilities have multiple protections against fire, including advanced systems that can detect and quench flames without damaging important documents. There are cameras in the area, and these videos will be added to the judicial investigation to clear up the motive of the fire and collapse. So there you go, hard news. There are other items of interest like this around. I think where we need to head worldwide is to having the gross national product of the country determine the worth of its money, and the government should be issuing it, not private banks. And regulations should be taken off the entrepreneurs so they can produce some gross national products, and then you would have an economy that works. Okay?